So Android TV 10, let me start again. Fully certified Android TV version 10, quad-core CPU, 2 gigs RAM, Netflix 4K, YouTube 4K, all for under $30. I mean, what a time to be alive, guys. On the back here, we can see it's official Android TV version 10. We have a built-in voice remote. This, of course, has built-in Chromecast functionality, so you'll be able to cast anything from your phone or from your PC directly onto this box here. Here we see Bluetooth 4.2, 5 GHz Wi-Fi. We have that quad-core CPU, which is the Amlogic S905Y2, which is identical to what we get in the Triva Stream 4K. Now let's open this up. So this is everything you get inside the box, starting with the power adapter. We get 2 AAA batteries. We get the world's most smallest HDMI cable. We have the remote control. As we can see here, that we have dedicated buttons for the voice assistant. We also have dedicated buttons for Netflix, for YouTube, and also Google Play. You can see here, guys, there's no button for play and pause, which one of the things I always like. And this, guys, this is the actual Dynalink unit. I mean, seriously, this is a seriously portable device. I mean, to get a box this size with all of those certifications, the 2 gig RAM, the quad-core CPU, that really is impressive. Now, just for reference, guys, we can see it's about half the size of in height compared to the standard Fire-Stick remote control. Now, in terms of ports, we can see we have a single micro USB port here. This must be the reset button. And we have a single HDMI port, so clearly no extra ports for expansion, but I'm going to see if I can plug in an OTG cable to potentially add in USB peripherals, but also to see can I actually expand the storage, because this unit only comes with 8 gigs of storage, I believe. Let's now plug this in. Okay, so the setup of the device was a total breeze. As this is official Android, either you can configure this with the Android phone, or you can just go through the setup process, entering your email, your password, and you're more or less good to go. Now, as you guys can see, they've gone for the native Android TV 10 look, whereas as we know with the Chromecast Google TV, they've added that extra skin on top of it, which has all of those aggregated services, streaming services that you can access from your home screen. So some of you may actually prefer it like this because it does give it more of a cleaner and certainly more responsive interface. Let's go over to the settings. And here we can confirm that this is the Dynalink TV Box running official Android TV version 10. Now, I've already installed some applications on this device, and we can see that the total space available was 4.8 gig, out of which I currently now have 3 gigs available. But as you guys know, on Android TV 10, or really any of the official Android TV devices, it's very easy to expand the storage. All you need to do is just plug in a USB drive using an OTG cable. I can now click on this and select the option to format as device storage. And what that then means is I can now install applications not on the internal storage, but directly onto that USB drive. And you can also move existing applications that were previously installed on the internal storage over to that USB drive. Now, the only slight caveat with this, guys, is if I actually try and format that now, this really was a bit confusing, and I don't know if this is just because my OTG cable may be faulty or maybe an issue with my USB drive. It keeps telling me that the USB drive is formatted, but it doesn't actually appear here as device storage. But if you look at Troy Point's review or also TV Box Top's video, both those guys were able to get this working as internal storage and then install applications to it. So I don't know if it's something flaky with my box or maybe my OTG cable. Now, as this is an official box, we get the voice search, so I can now just press this. What's the weather in London? And that comes back straight away, and that's working great. Let's back out of that. We can also use the voice to interact with applications. So for example, I could say, play 4K video on YouTube. Give that a second. That should automatically load YouTube for us. It has. And it also starts playing or auto playing that content for us. So just having an official certified Android TV device does come with some really good benefits like this. Let's try some 4K video. Okay, so here we can just confirm, looking at the stats here, that we are pushing this at 4K, and most importantly, you can see if any frames were dropped. And so far we can see out of 738 frames, it's not dropped a single frame. and that really is a fantastic picture there. Let's just forward that a bit, and I'm currently running this on 5 GHz Wi-Fi, and I will be doing a speed test both on 5 GHz Wi-Fi and also Ethernet using an OTG Ethernet adapter. But you can see here, guys, that looks absolutely fine. As we just saw with the specs, guys, because it is a quad-core CPU with those 2 gigs RAM, it really shouldn't have any problems playing 4K video. And one last time, we can see that this box is currently processed more than 3,000 frames, and it's not dropped a single one. So really, really good performance there. Okay, let's back out of that. And here we can just see on Netflix, because this device has that official Netflix certification, we can play content in 4K, HDR, all of that is fully supported. Okay, let's back out of that. Let's do a quick speed test. Wow, okay, so we are comfortably pushing 300 meg downstream. Now, in terms of what I actually pay for, I pay for around about 350, and we're getting more or less my maximum speed with this small box, and it really is a very small box, guys. Okay, let's just test number 1. Let's just do 2 more quick tests just to make sure this wasn't a fluke. Let's run that again. So this is test number 2. Yeah, definitely. So no problems pushing 300 meg downstream, and that's working great. Okay, that's 330 meg down. Let's do the third test. Okay, so that's 341 meg downstream. So I'm definitely happy with the download speeds of this Dynalink Android TV box. Okay, let's back out of that. Let's try some high bitrate playback from my local NAS. Let's just try something big, and that's looking great, guys. And let's forward that a bit. Yeah, so pretty much straight away when you forward it, the seek time is very fast. And again, this is over 5 GHz Wi-Fi. That's really smooth. One last time. That's looking good. So streaming 4K content from a USB drive or from a NAS, no problem. And 4K content from your YouTube or Netflix, absolutely no problem. So can you use custom launchers on this new Dynalink box? And the easy answer to that is 1 click over here, press the home key, and that's working absolutely fine. So no issues with using custom launchers on Android TV 10 on this Dynalink box. That's working great. So before we try some gaming, let me just see if the OTG Ethernet adapter works. Let's plug that in. So where it says Wi-Fi, that should change automatically to say Ethernet. And there we can see it's done exactly that. So depending on your setup or how far you are from the router or router, some of you may prefer to use a wired connection instead of using wireless, but we can see that's now gone in. Let's just do a quick speed test. Now, I'm not expecting great speeds here, guys, because most of these adapters, because our micro USB 2 port is actually only USB 2, so it's very hard to get anything above 100 meg. But let's test that anyway. Yeah, I mean, you can see on the top left, it does say that it is using the wired Ethernet connection, and it's getting around about 100 meg. And that's typically what you see when you're using these OTG adapters. But I mean, even with 100 meg, as you guys can see there, that's enough for 8K streaming. So it really is more than enough bandwidth if you want to go for the wired option. But for me, I'm going to leave it on wireless. Let me quickly pair up an Xbox controller. So let's go to settings. Let's go to remotes and accessories. Click on add accessory. And let's see if we can find my Xbox controller. There we are. Let's click on that. That's now connected. And that also means I can actually control this using the Xbox controller. Alright, so let's just try some gaming. That's actually really smooth. So I don't really expect a box or a little dongle at $30 to have graphics as nice and smooth as that. That's pretty impressive. My driving's pretty good as well. I will try some emulation after this just to see what it's like, but so far it's a nippy little box or dongle. Let's try some PSP emulation. Now, interestingly enough, when I plug in my USB drive, which has my ROMs in it, that can be seen by the device straight away, and we can see it has correctly identified that. So if I now start my PlayStation emulator, so this is it. So this is actually me browsing my USB drive. Let's try this game from there. Okay, so PlayStation emulation on the Dynalink box. We can see the frame rate on the top right. Yeah, that's pretty nice, guys. So it is bizarre how you can actually read this ROM file from a USB drive, but when I actually try and format that as internal storage, it doesn't seem to complete that process properly. If any of you guys know any more information about that, then please do leave me a comment below. But this is playing alright, guys. I mean, I'm getting the occasional dip, but I mean, for a sub $30 box, it's pretty good. Okay, so wrapping this up, what are my closing thoughts on this new Dynalink box? Well, on the positives, we have to start with the price. I mean, for $30, you're getting an official Android TV 10 device, which has all of the certifications for Netflix, for YouTube, for Prime Video. It has a very capable quad-core CPU and those 2 gigs RAM. We saw with some of the gameplay that the GPU is pretty good for, you know, a device at this price point. You get that voice assistant. We also saw that the Wi-Fi speeds in here are very, very good as well. So I was more or less getting my top speed using the 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi. Now, in terms of expansion, we only have that single micro USB port, so it would be nice if they gave us a dedicated port so we could plug in extra peripherals. But even with that built-in port, guys, you can use an OTG cable to, you know, then plug in a keyboard or a mouse, and even use a USB drive, as you saw when I was playing the PlayStation emulator and reading ROMs from that USB drive. And again, the device storage was a little bit strange, whereby for some reason my device just didn't want to format that drive properly. But again, I will reach out to the vendor and see whether that's an issue just with my device, or it actually seems to be a common bug. Overall, guys, I mean, for $30, I would highly recommend this device. I mean, just to get that official certification for Netflix and for YouTube and Prime Video, $30 is an absolute steal. And again, just the size of the device is really small, guys. So if you're looking for a portable stick or just something that you can take around with you, much like you can with the Fire Stick, but this has the official Android TV operating system, then this definitely ticks that box as well. So that's all for this video, guys. Many thanks for watching. This box is currently being sold at Walmart for $30. I will leave a link in the video description. It's not an affiliated link, it's just a link. It will take you to the shop. If you want to buy it, I definitely think it's worthwhile checking out. So do leave me a comment below and let me know what you think, and I'll hopefully catch up with you guys real soon. Thanks.